Hello and welcome to what will be a pretty fun episode. We'll be doing the water totem quests. We'll get to do a lot of exploring, so I'm looking forward to that. Go to a bunch of zones we haven't been to yet, so that'll definitely be fun. We are in Thunder Bluff. I'm here in the Pools of Vision, which might seem kind of weird. But I thought while we were here, we might as well just pick up a few of these Wailing Caverns quests that we left from before. So, Serpent Bloom is one we had seen before. The Royal Apothecary Society, based in the great undercity of Lordaeron, has sent me here for a very specific service. Perhaps you wish to aid me, and in turn, the Dark Lady in our efforts to advance the Forsaken. Recently I studied a rare specimen of flora named Serpent Bloom. I believe in greater quantities this herb has great potential. Unfortunately, Serpent Bloom can only be found in the darkest recesses of the Wailing Caverns, a dangerous cave system located in the Barrens. Actually, I almost forgot that quest was down here, so I thought it'd be good to grab now since we will be doing Wailing Caverns very soon, finally. Thankfully. Actually, I think it might very well just be next episode now. After I get my water totem. We also need to go talk to Hamul Rune Totem. So we need to head over to Elder Rise and speak with him. It is once again an early morning on a weekend. This has become a normal for me, which is kind of weird. So we once again will probably not see very many other players in this episode, but that's okay, since we'll just be doing some exploring anyway. I do really like the sunrise look of the sun and everything in Thunder Bluff. The orange. Reflecting on the green grass. I really like the color combination. The Archdruid. Well, the earth keeps many secrets, Shaman. It is our duty to ensure that those must remain a secret for the good of all stays as such. Wow, I really struggled through that sentence, didn't I? I bid you greetings. You are welcome here, and I suggest you gather all your strength, for the task we now set before you is a dire one. I entered the land of dreams, and dreamed of a cult of druids who dwell in the Wailing Caverns. I saw that their goals were once noble, but they have lost their way. They are now servants of the taint seeping through the barrens. I am old, and my strength fails. I could not long dwell in that dreaming place and know little more of the tainted druids. But Nara is young, and her spirit is fierce. She remained in the dreaming when I fled. Speak with Nara. She is in the tent, over yonder.
May the eternal sun shine.
That was interesting. I moused over this, and I saw that it glowed. I didn't know that these said things. Wow, look at that. Do these all say something different? Oh, wow. I didn't know that there was stuff to read in all these. That's cool. I might have to come back and do that sometime. I won't spend the time right now. Yes, it is true. I know of the druids in the Wailing Caverns. I've seen their twisted, scaled faces. I know their crimes, and I know their plans. You must stop them. The druids in the Wailing Caverns, the druids of the Fang, are an aberration. They were part of an order of noble druids whose plan was to heal the barrens, but now seek to remake that land to match their own twisted dreams. The druids of the Fang have 4 leaders, and each possesses a dream gem. Even now, their faces haunt me. Defeat the leaders and bring me their gems, and the barons may again know peace. Go. You will find them lurking deep within the Wailing Caverns.
Walk with the
So we've now finally got 4 Wailing Caverns quests, and there are actually 2 more that you pick up right outside of the entrance. So we essentially have them all now. And this Leaders of the Fang quest, you just gotta kill the 4 main bosses in there. Gives fantastic rewards. Obviously, for us as a shaman, we will be taking this Crescent Staff. Look at that. High DPS, 7 intellect, 7 stamina, 7 spirit. It is incredible. You will see players in their 20s running around with that staff all the time. And it's useful to so many classes too. I mean, certainly any potential healing class, so shaman, druids, priests, and I mean, it's even good for hunters. It's even good for warriors, just because the damage is so high, and it's got stamina and spirit. It's pretty fantastic. Oh yeah, I don't know why I jumped down. We're done here, so we're ready to fly. Ready to get started on our water totem quest. So we need to go find this person named Brine in the Southern Barrens. So we will fly to Camp Tarajo.
How may I aid you? Go in.
It's been a little while since we've been there, so that'll be nice. It is kind of interesting that no matter which direction the sun is actually supposed to come from, the light is kind of just equal everywhere, the whole way around. I mean, I guess it's maybe just a weakness of a technical weakness of what they had available to them back then. You know, I'll actually try and remember to pay attention as we continue through the quests this morning. I'm actually not 100% sure if it follows the same sun pattern that the real sun does, where it rises in the east and sets in the west. Thinking about the old screenshots I've taken, I'm pretty sure the sun was over there at sunset, so that is roughly west. But now I'm trying to remember sunrise, and I don't remember. Oh hey, got a quest for Jorn. Yeah, that's right. Might as well turn it in while we're here.
Wow.
Greetings, young one. You're here to walk the hunter's path? Very good. Let us begin. Oh, more names that are difficult to pronounce. Isha Muhala. Isha Muhala, Speartooth, is the fiercest sunscale raptor of the Barrens. He does not hunt for sport nor for food. He hunts because hunting is his passion. He kills because it is his nature to kill. And you will learn of his nature, for your path now follows the talon tracks of Isha Muhala. Begin the hunt. Slay his favorite prey, a zebra. Then bring its carcass to the dead tree northwest of Ratchet. Isha Muhala will smell the carcass and be drawn to it. Be ready when he comes.
Walk with the earth, mother.
So this is like the continuation of the quests we did with Surgra in the Crossroads. So we're still hunting. I won't pick up any more quests now because we'll certainly be back here before we need to actually work on them. We're at a good place with our quests right now. Everything's mostly yellow, which is good. I don't know. I mean, we've got quite a ways to go in level 20 here. And really all we're going to be doing today is wandering back and forth and talking to people and I highly doubt we're going to get all of this way just from our water totem quest, so we will probably still be level 20 next episode if we hop right into Wailing Caverns. But having our water totem will help a lot with healing. I can't remember if they gave us details. No. Southern Barrens, near some Quillbore. Oh, that's not good. Was not paying attention and I died. Oh boy. So, heads up, if you're ever wandering through the Southern Barrens, there is a pack of 4, I think level mid-20s elite alliance characters. Just wandering around in the Southern Barrens. And when you're not paying attention to what you're doing, they will easily kill you. And I also, once again, just realized I wasn't using Ghost Wolf. Yeah, look at them. They're on mounts even. 25, 24, 24, 25. Yeah, 225s and 224s. All elites. So, yeah, I mean, they're easy to spot if you're actually paying attention, but players like me who have their giant quest window up blocking everything tend to die. There's actually a quest item you get from one of them. I think it's that one. I think it's Aeon Swift River. You don't have to kill all 4. I think it always drops from the same person. Obviously we can't do that now, but they drop like a report or something that you can turn in, and I can't even remember who you turn it into. So if you're a class that has any sort of way of splitting up a pack, you can kind of just pull the one off by themselves and kill them for that. Oh god, I just mentioned Ghost Wolf and then once again I start running without it. That's our place. This little hut up here. That's where we're headed. Decently high leveled mobs out here, so you gotta be careful. 22, 24, 23, oof. It's actually higher than I remember. Let's see if we can squeeze through. Oh wow, look at all that. Oh yeah, I did clean out my bags and all that once again in Thunder Bluff. I also made some bandages off screen. I've got some wool bandages now. I used the wool cloth that we had, so first aid got up a little bit.
What do you
I suppose that wouldn't be too upsetting to not see me do that. Yes? I have a feeling I know what you're going to ask me. What would possess someone to live out here in the deepest part of the Barrens? The threat of Quillbore all around, and no protection. Well, we all have our reasons to justify why we act the way we do. The real question is, what brings a lowly Tauren to the deepest reaches of the Barrens to speak to a woman who obviously has no concern for her own well-being? I'm willing to bet we both know the answer to that. To find understanding and gain the sapta from me, you must seek out only the purest forms of water. As you fetch the samples for me, take note of your surroundings. Be aware of the creatures that rely on the water, that protect it. See how it affects forests and deserts. Witness how the very substance that sustains life will force creatures to take lives. We shall start with a simple task. Down below my hut, there is a pond of the precious liquid. Fill the skin with it and return to me.
Strength.
Yeah, easy enough. There it is. Wouldn't say it looks particularly clean. Looks a little brown. But hey, like she said, these animals need it, right? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Trying to see if I can do this without fighting anybody. Might get lucky here. There we go. And, oh, who aggroed me? Oh, that guy. What? That guy. Where did he come from? Oh, you know what? He was spawned from me grabbing the water, wasn't he? He wasn't already there. I was gonna say, how did that happen? He was all the way across the pond. I do want to go get those herbs over there. Let me see if I can sneakily go get those. And now he'll just be there forever. Oh, dang it. You know what? The herbs aren't that important. Oh wow, look at what I'm doing now. Think she'll help me fight? No, she definitely won't.
Lotar.
I am just about prepared to send you on your other tasks. Have you filled the skin yet? I know how protective the Quillbore can be. Even such a small water source is a vast hoard of wealth to them. They have great feasts when even the slightest rain comes to the Barrens. Water is sacred to their kind because it is so scarce. Do you understand? I thought some bloodshed might ensue if you tried to take water from the pool. It is a pity the Quillbore do not realize that all living things are tied together, that their greed only perpetuates the pain and suffering of their people. How much could they accomplish if they were to put their differences aside and their clans came together? Again, a pity, but more than likely a boon for the other races of the Barrens. Long ago, I followed some companions into the Hillsbrad foothills. We defended ourselves from some tenacious humans who make their home there, and we found ourselves in a small town the Forsaken had taken over, Terran Mill. It was there I found a most peculiar thing. In the center of town was a small well of fresh spring water. I'm not sure the plagued citizens of the town even realize its value. It's a small holy vestige in an unhallowed sea. Bring me a sample of that water in this water skin.
Farewell.
Oh, here we go. Take a shortcut down the cliff. And now we're potentially trapped. We'll see if we can get out. Mobs everywhere. Let's try this way. Oh, he turned. Dodging aggro truly is an art form. And I actually think it's pretty fun to practice. Even if I'm running through a low-level area where not only will they not aggro me, but they couldn't even hurt me if they tried, I still like to do my best to dodge aggro, like stay as far away from all of them as I can. Hit the gaps in between them. just because I think it's fun. So, she has sent us to the Hillsbrad Foothills, which is new for us. If you recall, the apothecary, I think, in the Sepulchre has had a quest available to us called Journey to Hillsbrad Foothills this whole time. And I didn't take it because I knew we weren't going there yet, but it's basically straight east of Silver Pine Forest. So we will actually be heading straight back there, and then we'll run. And we might as well just pick that one up while we're there, so. We'll do that. Hillsbrad is another zone that I really like. It's another like forested a little bit type zone. Not nearly as much as Silver Pine. You know, it's kind of a mix between Silver Pine, how much of a forest there is, and Mulgore, which is just plains. It's kind of like halfway in between. It's pretty nice. It's much brighter than Tearsful Glades and brighter than Silver Pine. It's not so bleak. And it's actually a contested zone, meaning there's a Alliance town there. And the one bad thing about Hillsbrad is that there's a lot of PvP that happens, because there's constantly players in there, including level 60s. So
Well met.
you will die probably a lot from players killing you, which kind of sucks when you're just kind of trying to play on your own. But for players that like PvP, there you go. It's probably a very fun zone for you. Despite me playing on a PvP realm, I'm actually not that much of a PvP player. I'm never the player that picks a fight with somebody else when they're out questing or something. I think all you're doing at that point is just frustrating somebody who's trying to finish a quest or something. So what that results in is the majority of the time me losing PvP fights because the other player always gets the jump on me first. I also just noticed the sun coming up over the northwest there, so I'm pretty sure that's the same place that it sets. Which is odd. If that's true, it's almost like it comes up and then just goes right back down in the same spot. It's also weird that the southeast has the same reddish glow that the northwest does, where the sun is. Like there's two suns. I suppose it'll work out to our benefit that it's currently 6 a.m. on a Sunday. Hopefully all of the Alliance players will still be in bed and not in Hillsbrad Foothills waiting to kill me. And also in the next zone that we have to go to, which is also a contested zone. Arguably even more of a alliance zone. But I won't spoil that quite yet. So we're flying into Orgrimmar because we have to take the Zeppelin across the ocean. Very few players online, as expected. Oh, both dragon heads are up. Nefarian has been slain. Blackwing Lair is now out. So that's the highest level raid at the moment. Uh-oh, our boat's here. Are we gonna make it in time? Can't run up the stairs or the ramp in Ghost Wolf. We got lucky. Look at that. That's always a game you play when you run out here and you see your boat is already here. And you stress out that it might leave before you get here. And it does sometimes. I think it's about a 5-minute or so wait. I mean, it's not terrible, but it just feels bad to see it leave right before you get there. Priest with slow fall. That's convenient to have. I do wonder sometimes what the time difference would be if you were to just run straight to the Sepulchre from getting off the Zeppelin right there, instead of coming all the way down here into Undercity and then flying back out. Because it does take a while to get down here, to get to the flight master, and then the bat has to fly all the way back out. I bet you it doesn't actually save that much time. And you have to pay for it.
What would you ask of death?
The Valentine's Day event is over already. It was only here for about a week. It was a pretty short one. Especially compared to the Lunar Festival. That one seemed to go for, man, probably what, like 3 weeks or more? It was a long time. So I'm not sure what the next holiday event is. I mean, in the real world, there's really not anything coming up soon. Hey, Gar's working hard this morning. That level 10 wolf got a little bit too close to the Sepulchre. But he was on it. Olson's Farthing. I'm gonna be honest, I really have no idea what Olson's Farthing is for. As far as I can think of, I don't know of any quests that happen there. At least not normal quests. So I wonder if maybe there's like a class quest that you do there or something that I've never done. Or if I have, I don't remember. I wonder if there's maybe like a priest quest or a mage quest or something that you might do there. I really don't know. Clearly I missed something right here in the middle. I think there's a cave over here or something. But yeah, priest and mage are not classes I've played a lot, especially mage. I would say mage is my least favorite class in the game. In fact, on Classic right now, I have not even made one. Priest and mage are the only two classes that I've not made in Classic so far. In general, I just don't like caster classes as much, I guess. Priest isn't bad. I kind of enjoy playing Priest. It's a little bit different. But, Mage, I don't know. I just don't really enjoy that type of gameplay. Where you're basically just trying to play keep away. You know, don't let them hit you. Slow them down. Blink away from them, whatever you have to do, and then just keep shooting spells until they die. I mean, I see how it's a pretty engaging type of play in some ways, but I don't know, I just don't enjoy it that much. So here's Hillsbrad, and as you can see, it's even brighter. You can hear birds again. There's actually living things here. Oh, I forgot to pick up the quest I said I was going to pick up, didn't I? Whoops. That's okay.
I haven't got all day.
Be silent and pay attention, shaman. I was sent to this position in order to survey the town of Hillsbrad. My mission is one of reconnaissance. It is imperative that you send word to High Executor Darthalia in Terran Mill at once. Let me know that I, Deathstalker Lesh, send the following message. The raven's cry from the west doth beckon. Follow the road to the east and pay close attention to the signs. Now hurry. Off you go to Terran Mill, and with urgency, I might add. Yes, ma'am. I've already forgotten what the phrase was. The raven doth beckon from the west or something like that. The raven's cry from the west doth beckon. That was pretty close. You don't actually have to remember it, which is good. I don't think most players would remember that. So here you can see we got some humans. High level for us right now. So we're going to stay kind of far away from them. Level 25 bear. Yeah, we're certainly not supposed to be here at level 20. Aside from doing this quest. And there's really not a safe place to be because, you know, one, you want to stay on the path to stay out of the fields where all these mobs are, but staying on the path just makes you more likely to get attacked by other players who are also staying on the path. So there's really no right answer to that. Once again, I think I'm just lucky that it's early and there probably won't be very many players. South Shore, which is to the south right here, is the Alliance town. You can just barely start to see the buildings over there. It's right on the coast. So that's a good place to go die, if that's what you're looking to do. And we are headed to Terran Mill, which is to the north here.
I have a deal for you.
Goblin with a big ol' mechanical scarecrow looking thing. He's a vendor that walks back and forth between this Horde town and the Alliance town. Sells weapons, I think. Here we are. We made it. Safely. So a lot of players read this as Tauren Mill, like the race of Tauren, for some reason. There's the Neophyte Master. Want to get that while we're here. But no, it's spelled differently. I don't know if it's pronounced Terran. I pronounce it that way. I guess I'm used to pronouncing it due to StarCraft, which has the race of human characters called Terran, but it's spelled Terran, which is different, but for some reason I just relate the two. The raven's cry from the west doth beckon. Superb news. Hillsbrad is ripe for attack. We can carry out our plan of destruction now. Varmathras will be pleased. Stand at attention while addressing me, Shaman. I am under direct command of Varmathras. We are to quell the human infestation until our apothecaries can develop the new plague. Our information leads us to believe that the town of Hillsbrad is vulnerable to attack. Your first assignment is aimed at disrupting their food supply and infrastructure. Travel west, raid the northernmost farms of Hillsbrad Fields. Make sure that the landowners, Farmer Ray and Farmer Getz, are executed as well. So, yeah, I guess we'll hang on to it. We're not going to obviously be doing these quests right now. As you can see from the level of mobs, we're not meant to be here. But here's our well, so we actually just need to run up to it. And fill up our water skin. There we go. And then she just wanted us to come back to her, right? Yeah. So we are going to just hearth. Save ourselves a bunch of time. Say goodbye to Hillsbrad. It'll be a little bit until we're here again. But we will be. And we're back in Thunder Bluff again. Which is probably about as close as we can get. Aside from having the hearth set in Camp Tarajo, but we really have no need for that.
Peace, friend. Ancestor.
So I discovered something with my recordings a few episodes ago that I think has actually improved, as far as I can tell anyway, that I'm pretty happy about. So I use a recording program called OBS Studio, and I was noticing for my first, quite a few episodes, most of them so far, they would get choppy every once in a while. And I couldn't figure out what was going on. I mean, my FPS while recording was fine. Like, while playing the game itself, like, I couldn't see it while I was playing, but then the recording, for whatever reason, would get choppy. And I wasn't really sure what was going on. And so, OBS, when you're recording, it actually has like I think they call it a preview on the window that shows what your screen shows at the moment. It doesn't really do anything for you, it's just a preview, right? And I decided to turn that off because, I'm not looking at that window while I'm recording, so what's the point? And it seems to have helped. I don't really see the stuttering anymore on my recordings, or at least if it's still there, it's better. So that's kind of nice. I was pretty happy to see that. I guess the preview just kind of puts extra load on your graphics card and brings down your frame rate sometimes. I'm not entirely sure really, but it seems to have helped me anyway. There they are again. Stay away this time. I wonder if these guys are put in the game just to, like, stir up negative emotions with the Alliance as a Horde player. Because in one of the Alliance zones of the same rough level range, I think it's in Lac Modan, which is right after the Dwarf and Gnome starting zone, so levels 10 to 20 approximately. There's basically the equivalent of a few elite Horde race NPCs. I think there's like an Orc and a Tauren and another one. I think there's 3 of them. Basically doing the exact same thing. I don't know if you kill them for a quest. I would assume you probably do. In the same way that you do these guys here. But they exist in that zone as well, for what I have to assume is the same reason. You know, you're just wandering around, minding your own business, and then you just get completely destroyed by an NPC of the opposing faction. You know, you feel like it's not fair, and they're cheating, and why are they here, and that whole thing, and it kind of just stirs up hatred for the other faction, which I think by design they would want you to have, right? I mean, if you're going to design the game around having 2 separate factions that can kill each other at any time, makes sense to me.
What can I do for you?
The well remaining pure within the town reminds me of stories told to me when I was younger. Even in times of great pain and sorrow, one can find a sliver of hope, a small symbol to rally around. The Orc people see Thrall this way. He survived against great odds and rose up to lead our people through his strength and example. I'm not sure any Orc has suffered as much as he has, but at the same time, I'm not sure any Orc is as strong as he is either. This is good. You're dedicated to the task at hand and have the ability to seek out that which is needed. One more sample is all I need to create the reagent needed for your Sapta. Islan will be pleased as well. Take this water skin and head deep into the lush forest the Night Elves call Ashenvale. It is to the far north of the Barrens. Once you've entered the forest, travel west. Along the mountains that separate Stone Talon and Ashenvale, and beyond Lake Mistral, you will find a holy place, the ruins of Stardust. At the center of the lake, you will find a small fountain. Bring me a sample of the fountain's water. It will be the final component you'll need before I send you back to Islan.
Go forth to victory.
Alright, only one more. So we're headed to Ashenvale, home of the Night Elves. Or well, I suppose there are several zones that you could consider to be the home of the Night Elves. It's not where their actual capital is. It's actually up here on this island. But it's very much a Night Elf forest, sacred forest. And I really like Ashenvale. I really like the ambiance of the whole zone. All of the Night Elf zones, really, all have that same similar feel to them. The music and everything is really great. So yeah, we gotta head all the way north in the Barrens here. You know what? I think I'm gonna take a quick time out here so you don't have to see me run the whole way. I'll skin this Thunderhead here. I think I'm gonna run the whole way and just gather herbs and skin and stuff. So once we get close to Ashenvale, I'll come back and I'll not take that experience away from you. Alright, so after a short break, we are approaching Ashenvale. There's Winnicky Bolt Bucket over there with our Nugget Slugs quest that we rejected from her. Still willing to offer it though. We're up here in the northern edge. To the left there is the entrance to the Warsong Gulch Battleground, which is like a capture the flag style battleground. 10 versus 10. And so the Horde has built this this border here,
Greetings.
and all of a sudden here we are. Look at the stark difference from the Barrens to here. I do pretty vividly remember my first time coming to Ashenvale. And how awesome I thought this whole zone was. I mean, it's just like, you know, the whole fantasy genre. It falls in so perfectly, I think. So it's a pretty big zone. We haven't made it that far. I'm gonna be honest, I don't 100% remember exactly where the places that we're supposed to go. So Astronar is a Night Elf town, an Alliance town, so if you're a Horde player, don't cross that bridge, or you will die. But there's this path right here, and I'm pretty sure this takes us to where we need to go. But it's been quite a while since I've done this, so I don't remember exactly. They tell us to go to Lake Mistral, the Ruins of Stardust, at the center of the lake. And it's between Stone Talon and Ashenvale. So we're in Ashenvale and Stone Talon is here. So yeah, it's somewhere down here. But like I said, I don't totally remember. Oh, we got some cool statues here. Some elves. Well, one elf and one elf that looks like it used to be the same statue, but it kind of lost its head there. Oh, hey, Ruins of Stardust. Look at that. And, this place doesn't look quite as nice, does it? 22, 23, 23. Okay, this place isn't too bad. Is there a good way through? I think we'll try this spot here. I can swim as a wolf. I thought it might knock me out of form here. Stay away from that guy. Oops, I aggroed him. No. Let's see if we can get past him without aggroing anyone else. Oh, got that guy. This isn't going to work out very well, is it? I'm going to do what I can to drop aggro here. I don't know if this is going to work out. Get as far away as we can. Oof. I managed. That was good. Okay, let's try again. So I think what we need to do is get to the middle of the island with that little broken gazebo there. There's like a little bird bath looking thing. You know what? Why don't we just fight them? It's not like they're impossible to kill. I guess I'm being kind of weird about it for really no reason. Over here. Cast that lightning cloud. This is working out of it. I think that guy's definitely close enough, yeah. Oops. Probably should have waited till I had more mana. Alright, let's burn these. Whatever. He's level 24. Now we're rooted in place. Yeah, this is a bad idea. I think he's gonna kill us. I'm gonna use a potion. Is he going back for my totem? Out of combat. You know what, so we might have to do is use one of our distraction totems and just fill it up and then run. And honestly, potentially die. Who knows? But fighting a level 24 is not going to work out very well for us. Let's see if it'll... Oh, it's going to let me fill it up. I drop my totem that taunts. Let's see if we can get out of here without aggroing anyone else. He might pull some friends with him while he's chasing me. Yeah, we made it. I guess that wasn't too bad. But yeah, as a level 20, you're really, really going to struggle trying to kill a level 24. And you really don't have to do your water totem quest right away. It's just that I'd like to have it for Wailing Caverns. So you could wait a few levels and it'd be much, much easier. But it's doable. So here's another time that our hearth would be nice, but obviously we still have some time to wait, so I think what I'll do is actually run over here this way on the path. So we came up right about here. And we turned left at the fork. If you turn right, there's a horde town, like right there. So I think I'll just run over there, grab that flight path, and fly back to Camp Tarajo. The Night Elves actually have quite a bit of lore to read about. They're one of the races that you play as in Warcraft 3, so you get a little bit of it there. But there's a lot of it from, I think, like 10,000 years in the past or something like that. There's actually a trilogy of books that I also just bought that are all surrounding Night Elves from way, way back in the past. Off the top of my head, I can't think of what the three titles are called. The trilogy is referred to as The War of the Ancients. but each of the 3 books has its own name, and I can't think of what they are right now. But I think it's all about, like, the first time that the Burning Legion tried to invade Azeroth, and the Night Elves were able to fight them off. And that was way, way, way back in the past. And now the Burning Legion is trying to attack again. And the modern part of that is what you do see in Warcraft 3. At least the start of it. Okay, so we're Splinter Tree Post. Here's the Windmaster. And we don't have anything else to do here yet either, because this is a high level zone for us. So we're just gonna go ahead and fly. Oof, 6.5 silver. That's expensive. But I already ran all the way up here. I guess my feet are tired, so we'll go ahead and fly. Get a nice overhead view of the zone. Except for this part. This is the sad part. Here's where the Horde has created an outpost to gather lumber. So we're knocking down all their sacred trees for the sake of resources. Which is kind of sad, but you know, competing priorities. That's actually directly related to a couple of the missions in Warcraft 3 that you play through. You play as the orcs also, and in one of the missions you actually come to Ashenvale and set up a Horde outpost to gather lumber. And if you noticed, oh no, it was called Warsong Lumber Camp, wasn't it? Never mind. So you actually play as Garrosh Hellscream. Or no. Grom Hellscream. Gromash Hellscream. Not Garrosh. Garrosh is his son, who ultimately became the antagonist in, Cataclysm, right? Or, no, Mists of Pandaria, yeah. So, when Thrall stepped down as war chief from the Horde, he put in place this other orc named Garrosh Hellscream, the son of Grom. Grom being one of Thrall's best friends, and very important in Warcraft 3. And Garrosh basically turned out to be a dictator, and the Horde turned against him, and everybody turned on him, and he ended up becoming the raid boss of, yeah, it had to have been Mists of Pandaria, right? There was a siege of Orgrimmar because he basically took over and kicked everybody else out that didn't follow him, and so then you had to go in and stop that. But anyways, Grom is the one that you play as, and you go into Ashenvale and set up a lumber camp. And then after you play through the orcs, you then play through the Night Elves, who basically are pissed off that everybody's invading their forest for no reason, including the humans. They were not allied with the humans at the time either. So it's interesting that, you know, if you only played WoW here, where Night Elves and humans are on the same team, that's all you know. But back then, that wasn't the case. Night Elves weren't allied with anyone. They saw the humans and the orcs equal as invaders. And that actually brings up a pretty significant discussion with people on, you know, the debate between creating a game with a good story and good lore and all that, and then creating a game that's fun to play, you know, like the actual gameplay mechanics of the game. Warcraft 3 obviously was not an MMO, it was just a single player RTS game. And so the developers had a lot more freedom with how they could write the story and, you know, what this race's motivations were versus that one, or this individual character's motivations were versus another. And they could really flesh out anything any way they wanted and could tell a good story. But when you've got an MMO and you've got, you know, this faction versus that faction, and, you know, currently in Classic, you know, the humans and dwarves and gnomes and night elves are all a part of the Alliance. Even though realistically, you know, as time goes on, that probably would fracture at some point, right? Like, the night elves would once again realize, hey, you know what, you guys are screwing the world up and we don't feel like we align with you anymore, and they would abandon the Alliance or something like that. That could totally happen realistically, but from a gameplay standpoint, you can't do that, because, you know, if players created night elves back in Classic and they were part of this Alliance, they loved that, you can't then release an expansion where, oh, you know what, the night elves aren't part of the Alliance anymore, sorry, and you can't go to Stormwind anymore, and you can't play with your human friends anymore. You can't do that. You can't take away something that someone's already had. So trying to create a good story when you've got one of your hands tied behind your back like that is really hard. So I mean, I totally see how hard it is for the developers to keep trying to come up with a good story while maintaining what exists in WoW. And that's a pretty significant argument for why a lot of players don't think the game has any good story anymore, is because it's almost impossible to create good story like that.
Greetings.
Anyway, back to our own story. Do you have the water yet? Tales say the ruins were protected by large creatures of nature that do not care for visitors, but those could be myths to scare off the enemies of the Night Elves. Regardless, be careful. Well, I already went. Wonderful. With all 3 samples gathered, I can create for you a vial of the purest water any living creature will find. It will be used in the next steps of your rite of passage. I'm pleased to count you among our kind. You do all shaman proud, and I look forward to hearing about your exploits in the future. Oh wow, we did hit level 21. I've not even been paying attention. Nice. That's a lot of experience you get from those quests. Islan will have one more task for you before rewarding you with your next totem. The vial of water I've given you is necessary for whatever that task is. Go now and find her. We shall meet again someday.
Go with honor.
So, back to Islan. Vial of purest water. Oh. Hey, we get our second point in improved Ghost Wolf now. So cast time is down to 1 second. Yeah, let's do it again. Oh, that's so much nicer. I guess we never really had to deal with it being full 3 seconds because we got that first point right away, but 3 seconds down to 1, that's significant. And you use it all the time. Once you get used to using it, unlike me. who has continued to want to run on foot, torn feet, or hooves, I guess. So we will be doing Wailing Caverns at 21. That was a good guess. Back whenever I made that guess. We didn't kill Owatonka yet, did we? I'm really struggling to remember. I've played through the Barrens on so many characters now. I truly can't remember if we did this. Well, if I see him, we'll do it again, and we'll find out. Owatonka is a big old blue, one of these thunder lizard things, who spawns somewhere in this general area. And he drops a quest item that you can turn in basically just for some free XP. I'm not seeing him. Uh-oh. Got a friend. Oh, I'm dazed. Thunderclap. How did he hit me from all the way back there? I've got a warrior and my thunderclap definitely does not go that far. Well, I did not find him. I think he also spawns potentially on the other side of the road too. I know I had mentioned before, at least, that there are 4 mobs in the Barrens that drop those quest items. I don't recall if I was specifically talking about Owatonka. There's also Lakotamani, which we've flown over numerous times now. He's just a plain old Kodo, not a thunder lizard. So our herbalism is 132 now. It's over 125. If you remember, was it last episode or 2 episodes ago? I think last one. When we were killing the raptors, we passed by that king's blood that we couldn't pick up yet because it required 125. But now we can. So... oh, dang it. Oh, entangling roots. Another one. That didn't help, did it? I would have been fine if not for the entangling roots. And he's gonna hit me again. Okay, that's enough. Oh my god. It'd be nice if my totem worked. My goodness. Anyway, what I was saying before I was rudely interrupted is I'm willing to bet that that herb is still over here. Because hardly anyone ever running through here has at least 125 herbalism, so I'll bet you it's here, and we'll pick it up this time. There's the raptor den again. And oh no, I think I'm wrong. Wasn't it right there? Well, that makes me sad. Someone got it before us. Stay away, Marine. Speaking even further on Warcraft books, since I've been playing Classic and all that, I guess I'm on a Warcraft kick again. Because I read Arthas for the sake of Warcraft 3, and I had another one still that I had for years and just got away from it, called Cycle of Hatred, that I've only just started. I'm probably only a quarter, maybe a third of the way through. And it actually talks about Northwatch Hold, of all places, that keep right back there that we were just running past. That was pretty unexpected. I did not realize that that place had any actual lore to it. But it's actually been pretty interesting so far. It's even though I'm a decent chunk of the way through, it really has not gotten to the meat of what the book is about yet. It's really still just introducing a lot of stuff. But as far as I can tell so far, and I guess it makes sense with the title of the book. Oops, this is where we're going, not Ratchet. The book is about how old hatreds, old prejudices, all that die hard. So even though the humans and the orcs and everybody teamed up to beat the demons in Warcraft 3 or whatever, and they're supposed to be allies, there's still just a lot of underlying, hatred for each other, and it's kind of talking about how they are falling back into that. And so Northwatch Hold is kind of a contentious point of the fact that, this is supposed to be Horde lands. They fought to make this their home, and Northwatch Hold is like the humans encroaching on their territory, kind of. So there's a lot of debate about that in the book right now. You've come further than many. I think I've read this part before. Respect the elements around you, and you shall fare far greater than most. Yeah, I remember. Hello again. You're looking well. What brings you back to me so soon? Ah, a vial of water created and blessed by brine, and gathered by you, no less. The liquid in this vial will be key in creating a sapta for you, but also used in one other task. The sapta I create for you should be used to see the water spirits at the shrine in Silverpine Forest, south of the Undercity. The remaining drops I will tell you about if you feel you are ready. Are you prepared for one more journey? Along the coast of Silverpine, west of the Sepulchre, you will find a shrine that has become tainted by the plague. The spirits there no longer speak to our people, and it will be up to you to defeat the manifestation and cleanse the pool. Take the elemental's bracers, along with the remaining drops of Brine's potion, and place them on the brazier. The ritual should be enough to summon a pure spirit for you to communicate with. Bring me proof that the task is done, and I will reward you with your totem.
Winds be at your back. May the eternal sun.
So, back to Silverpine again. So we need to use the drops of water, and then we need this, or maybe we need to use this one first. 60 rogue fishing. Stay out of his way. So, like I told you, this quest line is certainly longer than the ones we had to do before. So this is a nice extra long bonus episode, I guess. I actually stupidly forgot to start my timer at the beginning, so I'm not even sure how long it's been. I do remember looking at the clock when it was about 6 o'clock though, so it's certainly been over an hour already, which is, I mean, it's just fine with me. I don't really mind how long the episode is. So we will fly to Orgrimmar again. Even though Orgrimmar is straight north that way, we have to fly through the crossroads first. So I think I'm going to take another pause and get us back to, well, I'll probably get us almost all the way back to the sepulcher. And so, yeah, I'll see you back in a sec. Okay, so we are almost back to the sepulcher now. Finally nearing the end of our journey. So, we were told that the shrine is to the west. Where did we read that? Oh, there it is. God, I couldn't read. West of the sepulcher, which is funny because there's not much west of the sepulcher. It is actually along the coast here, kind of tucked in. So, oops. So to get there, we're gonna make a big loop here. There is actually a way to sneak through the rocks like this and get there, but you know what? Let's do it the right way. Let's do it the way that it was kind of meant to be done. This whole episode has been about exploring, so why don't we continue on with that? Up here is where the spider cave was, so we're kind of gonna go sort of near that. Oh, Earthroot is gray for us now, too. Good to know. Mage Royal is green now, so that'll probably go gray soon, too. And it seems like herbs don't sell as well as I thought I remembered them selling. I mean, I knew Peace Bloom and Silverleaf didn't sell, but I thought most of the rest of the stuff sold decently well, but maybe I'm misremembering that. The only thing I've started selling so far is Briarthorn. The rest of it I'm just remembering. Strangle kelp is good. We will certainly go get that. It's always found underwater too. So what's perfect is for a druid to go collect strangle kelp. Because they have a swimming form that lets them not only swim faster, but also breathe underwater, so they can just freely move around and do whatever they want. So here we are. I have no idea who this guy is. Can we talk to him? Nope. Just hanging out for some reason. Here's the brazier that we need. Wait, so I want to make sure I don't do this wrong. Do we have to do one of these things first? So, defeat the manifestation and cleanse the pool. Take the bracers along with the drops and place them on the brazier. Okay, so I need to see the guy first and kill him, and then use them both on the brazier. Got it. Oh, so I guess I couldn't really mess it up, right? Alright, so out of range. Do I need to be like right here? He's a water elemental, so he's probably immune to frost damage, right? So let's use our flame tongue weapon again. And I don't know if I have to start fighting like immediately. So let's put our totem down first, just in case. Out of range. Well, oh, am I supposed to use it by the stone? That probably makes sense. There we go. Oh, hey guys. That's the guy we need to kill? I guess so. Level 22. It's not terrible. So let's do it. Easy enough. And so, if I remember right, let me get my totem out of the way. If I remember right, this is a pretty cool event to watch, and I might actually try to snag a screenshot for a thumbnail if I can. If I can manage to get a good one. So let's go ahead and give that a shot. The brazier still reflects the ambient light from the area, and the flame shifts slightly as you move closer. The corruption along the hill seems to have kept its distance, and besides the missing components, the brazier looks prepared for the ritual to summon a cleansed manifestation of water. You place the bracers atop the brazier, and then pour the remaining drops of Brine's potion into the flame. The drops crackle as they hit the flame, and you begin to incant the simple words Islan taught you. Light explodes as you finish the incantation. The sounds of the water drops hitting the flame have died down, and your senses are overcome as the corrupt spirits around you are destroyed. Oh yeah, there they go. Yeah, look at this. Oh, now we've got uncorrupted ones. And they're all facing me. That's kind of creepy. Look at that. They're all turning to look at me. Oh my gosh, I've never noticed that before. Alright, let's talk to him before he despawns or something. Thanks to you. Thanks to the shamans. Corruption ebbs, but life continues to wane. Up to shamans to protect life. Take shard. Take shard and give life. Give life and understand. Understand water is life. Corruption stops life. You protect and give life with water's power. I suppose they'd be here for another 17 minutes, so I'm probably fine. Oh, here's what the guy's for.
Hello, Mar.
Greetings, sister. Once again, I'm not going to try and read it with their accent. Have you too come to purify the waters here and prove your understanding to Islan? I've just defeated the corrupt water spirit myself, and I'm just about to put dub racers. Man, they force you to read it like them, don't they? And remaining drops of water on the brazier. What's that? Ah, Tiev, I guess that's his name. Tiev, understanding all too well when something goes wrong. Well, Tiev can help you plenty if you're needing to see the pure water spirit again. Oh. Huh. Oh, yeah, so if you accidentally use your Sapta and lose this buff that lets you see them, this guy's here to help you do that again. Well, that's good. Wait, so what do you have to bring him to do it again? Water Sapta. Oh, so you just have to return to Brine, or to Islan, I mean, and get a Water Sapta again. Yeah, I guess so. Huh. Well, thankfully we don't have to do that. So, yeah, if I remember right, is this where you come down? No. I'm trying to remember what the little shortcut was that I chose not to take. I think you still have to come around here. This little corner. I think maybe you drop down right there. Oops. Yeah, I think maybe it's right here. You come down through the rocks from Silver Pine, or from the Sepulchre, I mean. So I'm sure a lot of players will recommend you do that. Come on, Waters. Maybe it's right there. See, if you did that, you wouldn't see this cool crashed ship. I wonder who this is even supposed to be. I can't really tell what those markings are. Oh. Good thing I spotted him. There's another son of Arugal. They're bigger and darker than the other ones. That's really the only thing you've got to notice that it's different. Other than that, you'll notice when it comes flying out of nowhere at you and kills you in like 3 hits. I suppose that's the only other way to know. Whoops, that didn't work, did it? Can I even get back up? There we go. So this one is still here. Stay away from him still. At least with Ghost Wolf form, we've got a little bit better of a chance of getting away from mobs that aggro us. Unless they use entangling roots like those annoying Quilboar. So, oh, you know what? We've got our Hearthstone back. So what am I wasting time for? Wonder if that innkeeper is probably pretty curious what we're doing.
Hail. Goodbye.
Yep, so the sun has certainly come up. Even though it's hard to see, it's up in that bright area right there. So yeah, it rises in the west and sets in the west. That's pretty amazing. Okay, finally, on the home stretch. This should be our last trip back to Islin. And we should get our totem here. I'm pretty sure we do not have to go back to Brine. That would be a bummer.
What brings you here?
You've returned. Splendid. How went your journey to Silverpine? Did it take you long? It's hard for me to tell if you were successful there, because so much of the land has become corrupt. Its stench overwhelms any good that you might have done. Wow, thanks for just wiping out what I just did. But small successes are sometimes as important as large ones. Purifying the water there was instrumental for you, and for all shamans. This is the proof I asked for. You've done well. I'm pleased to be the first to congratulate you and give you this, your water totem. Use it well, and good luck. Your next test will not be for some time, so learn your lessons well. Pure water will not only give life back to those who are injured, but can have many other effects. I suggest you seek out a shaman trainer when you have the time. They might have other spells for you to learn. And we're done. We've got it. Good news. I really do need bigger bags. Maybe that'll be a task for me before we do our Wayland Caverns run. Wayland Caverns has a lot of stuff for us to pick up while we're in there, so I seemingly always run out of space when I'm in there. Let's go grab this strangle kelp while we're here. See if we can do so without bothering this lobster man. Let's also not forget to get our new totem down here. Healing Stream Totem. It heals group members within 20 yards every 2 seconds, which is a fantastic totem. Especially if I'm going to be healing, as I'm sure you can figure out. Yeah, so here we are. We're done on this bonus shaman quest episode. Like I said, I think I'll work on getting some new bags and do some things in town again. Probably before bothering to run Wailing Caverns, but as of right now, I do plan on that being my very next episode. And if so, I'll obviously, find a group before starting recording. So next time we see each other, I'll probably be ready to head right into the dungeon. So thanks again for joining me on this class quest episode, and I'll see you next time.